It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Now, y'all know all week, the last few days, the conversation has been on Jay-Z, Beyonce, Piers Morgan, Diddy. I mean, the Diddy thing has been going all year, right? To the point of exhaustion. But we talked about Piers Morgan coming out and issuing an apology to Jay-Z, Beyonce, and editing the portion out of his live the other day on his show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, with Jaguar Wright, where she put some implications on Jay-Z and Beyonce as some sort of evil couple that did nasty things to people, and that she had all these victims and stuff to come out and speak to her testimony. Nobody has done that at this point. Piers Morgan had to come out and let it be known that, he had been contacted and he had to be a responsible journalist on his show, right? He spoke to the fact that the Jay-Z and Beyonce were not present, during the live taping to defend themselves or speak to any of the allegations or, again, implications, because she hasn't really said anything of specific nature. She just says that they do nasty things and stuff like that and hurt people. So they couldn't defend themselves. And Piers Morgan issued an apology, all that good stuff, right? Well, now that that's taken place, we now have Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer, Mr. Alex Spiro, coming out doing an interview with TMZ in which he speaks directly to the situation. Some people had speculated that Piers Morgan was sent a cease and desist on that interview. Alex Spiro has said, no, that's not the case. Nobody sent him a cease and desist. It was basically just a warning to say, you can either edit this clip, this video, or the courts will force you to edit the video, right? Because at that point, you start getting into slander and things of that nature, defamation, all that type of stuff, which, of course, for somebody like a Piers Morgan who's running a channel and a network of his own on his YouTube, coming out of, traditional media, he understands how the game goes. He doesn't want to tarnish his platform. He damn sure doesn't want to have to pay no money to somebody on behalf of a Jaguar Wright, which is somebody who probably wasn't even on his radar before he spoke to her any goddamn way. I would highly doubt that he had ever heard her motherfucking music or saw her on stage with Jay-Z on that Unplugged, which she did a great job, but that's about the last job we seen from her in the public eye, right? So now Alex Spiro, once again, has done an interview with TMZ to clarify some things and somewhat explain why this particular incident was big enough for the Carters to reach out and have their legal team speak to Piers Morgan and his team. Because typically they ignore a lot of things. There's been rumors going on about Beyonce and Jay-Z for the better part of damn near 15 years, right? All types of stuff has been said about them. People have tried to say that he took the spirit of Basquiat and transmuted himself into that man and all type of crazy shit. You know what I mean? But he's never acknowledged none of it for the most part. Only thing he's ever acknowledged was the Illuminati stuff around the time Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out. Jay-Z did have like a miniature villain arc at that time. He did that song Devil Is a Lie with Rick Ross where he kind of addressed those rumors and things of that nature back then. What do you say? They say I'm in the Illuminati because they couldn't fathom black man having this much power in his human body or something like that. But for the most part, he's remained pretty quiet about any rumors or speculation or any other crazy stuff about him since then. I think he understood at that point the villain arc for him wasn't working. Just like how LeBron James had his villain arc, out there in Miami with the Heat. And he tried to put on his big boy and he lost his joy for the game. He had to step back and be like, bro, I'm losing myself trying to prove a point to the crowd, trying to prove a point to the audience. Shit, I'm in a dark place. So similarly, Jay-Z at a certain point was like, you know what? Let me get off that. Let me focus on black excellence. That was his thing. Then Diddy ended up taking the whole black excellence thing and trying to make it his own with the revolt and, all the other shit he had going on, to which Jay-Z eventually stopped even saying the shit. Ain't that funny? Anyway, let's get to this fucking interview with Alex Spiro and TMZ to see what he had to say. This motherfucker busy, man. This motherfucker Alex Spiro, when do you sleep, sir? You out here doing shit for Megan. You out here doing shit for Hove. You out here doing shit for goddamn Tupac Estate. God damn, boy. When do you sleep? And this is all like current shit. Damn it, man. He earning his motherfucking money though. Richard here. I'm a nigga Richie fuck. Let's get to it.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed that the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out.
All right. So that's Mr. Alex Spiro representing Jay-Z and Beyonce, letting it be known you're not going to play with my client's name. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Okay? Now, some people out there have been raising the question as to why Jay-Z has not sent any sort of lawsuit in the direction of Miss Jaguar. And for the most part, people that understand what's going on know, why would you send a lawsuit to a person that you can't get nothing out of? Now, I'm not saying that Miss Jaguar Wright is broke. I don't know her financial situation, but they're certainly not going to gain anything by suing her and taking her to court, because we see she's not in the same bracket as Jay-Z and Beyonce, and you're basically going to be trying to pull water from a dead tree. Okay? That's the simplest way I could put it. A lawsuit doesn't stop a person from speaking. You could try to, you could try to go the Cardi B, Tasha K route, right? But even with that, Tasha K didn't immediately stop talking about Cardi B. The way she talks about Cardi B has changed. She tries to refrain from using her name if ever she does speak on her, for the most part. But she still speaks and reports on things that she has going on when she feels that it's prevalent to her show. So there's nothing to gain from it. Now, of course, like I say all the time, for people that are dedicated to one side of the story, it doesn't matter too much what anyone says or any logic or any reason or any sort of justification, because they're always going to think, nah, if somebody was slandering my name, if somebody was saying something about me and going on 50 different goddamn platforms, I would be sending lawsuits. Well, as you can see, they reached out to the motherfucker who actually has something to lose. Piers Morgan said, hey, nigga, you want the smoke? Nigga, Piers Morgan said, no. Immediately. Because he knew he was dead ass motherfucking wrong when he brought her on there. I'm telling y'all, that motherfucker Piers, by the time he started actually having a conversation with Jaguar, that nigga said, man, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? She don't know a can of paint from a goddamn bucket of water. What the fuck is going on? Ah, goddamn. Why you come around here playing with these people? Man, whoever had Jaguar number to call her ass or email her ass immediately blocked her ass. Mr. Piers, your ass got pierced today. Okay? And let's be clear. If he felt that he had a legal leg to stand on, if he felt like he felt strongly about the accusations or the implications that Jaguar Wright was putting out there, if he felt like he was doing, a public service to the people to let the world know what type of criminal enterprise Jay-Z and his wife were allegedly having or running, I'm quite sure he would have stood his ground. He would have taken it to the furthest extent to say, y'all are not going to stop me from giving the truth to the people, right? Because that's what somebody that you go to 2020, you go to these motherfucking America Most Wanted and shit like that. Like, you can't just stop niggas from talking about you, especially if they have facts or information that's real. They're gonna be like, nah, send everybody you got. We gonna keep doing what we do until you come through. That nigga flip sides. Flip side. Car keys and a little bit of cheese is all it takes to make her leave. That nigga flip, man. Nigga flip quicker than an ugly picture. Come on, dog. Piers Morgan know what the fuck going on. Hell wrong with you, boy. But he knew he was dead ass wrong. He was like, man. By the time he finished that motherfucking interview, he got his views and shit. Cause let's be very real, right? His interview did what it needed to do. They got paid off that motherfucker. He ain't doing this shit for free. He ain't doing this shit for his goddamn health. He ain't doing this shit because he enjoys it. You think he enjoyed speaking to Jaguar Wright with her not like us goddamn head wrap and shit in a bun? Nah, dog. Let's just take a gander here, shall we? Where's this nigga shit at? My bad. I wasn't here to try to turn no fucking music on. So, where's the shit that had Vlad and all them motherfuckers on it and whatnot? Yeah, this nigga had choke, no joke. You understand what's going on? This nigga had choke, no joke on the show. Choke the fucking Rockefeller joke. Come on, dog. That's who we're dealing with. But we got Piers Morgan, 3.6 million views from platforming Jaguar Wright in an edited segment here. It's been edited down to about 30 minutes. Also had DJ Vlad the Conqueror. on that. So 3.6 million views. Now, looking at his channel, he gets about, let's see, 1 million here, 900,000 here, 230K here, right? 2 million. Certain stuff doesn't reach as far, but this fucking Diddy Jaguar Right shit, 3.6 million, is one of the most popular videos on his channel within the last, let's just say, month or so. That produced money, paid some people. Now, they come to the table, they being Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Lawyer. And who's to say that he's not getting paid off of other platforms, right? You know for sure it's YouTube, which is money. Let me just take a little gander. Did he air this on Facebook too? Because creators at his level get paid for Facebook content also. So I would assume he did. I'm not gonna just fucking do a deep dive on his his goddamn social profile. They do clips over there, looks like. Whatever. But there's money there. Like if they say, hey man, we coming for your motherfucking channel. We gonna take you for everything you've earned in the past 12 months for spreading this bullshit. Yeah. He felt the motherfucking fire up under his goddamn jeans. Or in his case, he might have some chaps on, you know? But he knew what the fuck time it was. He said, nah. I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna go talk to the goddamn failed cameraman. Fuck what Jag is talking about. We could leave the forest. Let me go see what Mr. Mr. Can't Swallow Food has to say. Type of grown man called himself Choke. But these are the people that are being platformed. These are the people like I'll give Choke a little bit of credibility because he was at least a part of Rockefeller enough to be around. Wasn't a part of Rockefeller enough to be a part of Rockefeller, you know what I'm saying? But he was Dame's cameraman. He's the one that had those behind the scenes videos of Dame's outbursts on Def Jam when they were having secret conversations with Jay. You know, he was close enough to have seen probably some disputes or at least been in proximity of the disputes between Dame and Jay, right? When everything went bad. So I can at least give, he was an insider of some sort. He had details. But what the fuck does he know about Jay-Z today? What the fuck does he know about Jay-Z within the last 20 years? You haven't probably seen this man outside of paying to go to a concert. You damn sure ain't getting no invites. You damn sure ain't been in none of the rooms that this man got going on. Why the fuck are they talking to Choke No Joke about Diddy? When have we ever seen him around Diddy? Did Choke do some choking? Or what? Because somebody got to tell me what the fuck he would know about the freak-offs. Is he sitting around watching Gene Deal interviews and regurgitating information or what? Like, we just got to cut the shit a little bit out here, man. And I'm not going up to bat for Diddy in no type of format. But some of these people that are coming out the woodworks and having conversations and likely being compensated to speak on some of these forums, it's absolutely ridiculous and sickening. Especially when you don't have nothing of value to give the world from yourself. And somebody may say, well, what about you, J Nolan? What do you have of value to give the world? Bitch, I'm a talented ass nigga, man. Front and back, y'all niggas know, hey, man, I didn't have to come to YouTube. I enjoy it. But I had a life going on prior to YouTube. I will have a life going on after. But I definitely enjoy reporting. But I'm not out here spreading lies and horrible information about people that I just pull out my ass in a toilet room to do it, right? I don't have any form of malice in anything I say. I just literally talk. So please never put me and Mr. Can't Swallow Food in the same category. Okay? And if we're gonna be real about it, oh, joke, no joke, he was a cameraman. Tell me, show me his work. Were those what you want to call those films? Because any nigga could come through and press record. I ain't see his name in the credits and goddamn paid in full. Or the Woodsman. I don't see Choke in the goddamn. I don't see him working with Dame today with Honor Up and America New. Which Dame, with America New, you're gonna have to start color grading your videos, brother. You can't just keep putting log footage on the fucking internet, man. Please get a color grader in your camp. Get a colorist in your camp. Not that one. You know what I'm saying? Talking about media terms. Let's move on with the show. So now, speaking of people that are being called liars, they're now stating that Miss Thalia Graves, y'all remember Miss Thalia Graves? She recently had that press conference with Miss Gloria Allred. She's living in Texas now. She alleged that her ex-boyfriend used to work for Diddy back in the 2000s. She claims that Diddy did terrible, unspeakable things to her. And that her boyfriend had kept tapes or had been privy to the tapes, but kept that information under wraps for many years and finally told her about it. We watched some of her interview. We watched some of her press conference, even though she couldn't actually reveal much detail in the conference. I wasn't here to necessarily question her testimony, but it did seem a little odd that they were doing a press conference in which no actual information was disseminated other than the fact that there was a lawsuit. Well, they couldn't answer questions or anything. So now TMZ says Diddy's latest accuser, who's suing him for allegedly SAing her and recording it, tried to get her now ex-boyfriend to corroborate her claim by paying him 7 figures, according to the ex. Miss Thalia Graves is suing Diddy and his head of security, Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe, for allegedly SAing her back in 2001. And in the suit, she says she was dating one of Diddy's employees who was shown a video of the alleged incident. However, TMZ has seen a November 2023 text exchange between Thalia and the man who was her boyfriend, and in it, she reveals she's planning to sue Diddy because he's the one that has the money. So I'm guessing November 2023, that's the same month that Cassie came out with her lawsuit, and that's the same month in which she was paid out and settled with literally within 24 hours. TMZ is painting the picture as if she saw that and was like, oh yeah, big payday, baby. That's what TMZ is saying. Now, I don't know, right? Don't know. I don't know what happened to her and if she was taken advantage of or treated in the manner in which she alleges. I still think that justice needs to be served on her behalf. However, TMZ has released information that at least caused some form of question to what it is that she put out there, right? This is not anything that I've created or produced. This is TMZ, and I want to be extremely clear about that because these are very sensitive topics that we're talking about, and I think they should be handled delicately, right? We'll continue. They say it also appears she offers to give the ex-boyfriend $3 million if he agrees to back her version of the alleged events. After asking him to attest that he's seen the alleged video of the incident, the text reads, "What do you in $3 million?" Basically saying, what do you need, $3 million? Now, I have not seen the actual text. If anybody has a visual of these texts that have released, be sure to hit me in the email, realjnolan@gmail.com. TMZ, as I'm on their site, they do not have screenshots of these texts, but they say that they have seen them. They say, we've actually spoken to Thalia's ex, who confirmed the validity of these text messages and told us he interpreted this as an attempted bribe. Now, I do take this with a little bit of, I don't even know what word to say, right? Suspicion, perhaps. Because if the ex used to work for Diddy, it's not beyond the realm of belief that he would come out and perhaps cape for this man. This was his employer. I believe that this person that worked for Diddy was an executive at the company or of some sort, or trying to work his way up. I don't know the extent of the relationship. I don't know to what degree he continued working for Diddy beyond 2001. So it's very possible that he could be coming out to smear her name. He could be putting out fake texts. Because one thing about it is, let's just say, if he's connected to Diddy and releases a text and it says Thalia sent him a message, how can we verify for sure that it came from her? The timing of the text creates a little bit of an issue, because did he preemptively do this back in November just in case? You got to look at all sides of the equation here. Did he predict that she would make this move? Or is this literally the truth? And she reached out to him and sent him a text like, yo, let's get this money, baby. Used to work for this guy. We have close proximity. We could pull records that show that you worked for him. All you got to do is verify my story and we could get to this manyan. Hey, I don't know. All I'm saying is possible. You know what I mean? Again, I have not seen the text messages to verify them myself, but that is what TMZ is saying. And TMZ, for the most part, is, you can say what you want. They be having shit before it hit the streets. These niggas done been sued because of them having shit before it hit the streets. Right? Now, according to TMZ, they say after receiving the text from Miss Thalia, this ex-boyfriend who has, I don't know his name. They say he blocked her phone number and also blocked her on social media. So again, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. And the fact that we have this gray area where we have to question the legitimacy of people's claims puts me in a weird spot, right? Because when it comes to Cassie, we know what happened to her, and that was substantiated with evidence, right? When it comes to even like a Tiffany Red, who's a friend of Cassie, she was coming out saying that she had witnessed things and stuff like that. And of course, with her connection to Cassie, it was substantiated. With Lil Rod, his lawsuit at the top of the year gave us insight into all of the same types of behavior. He said people, places, things that have been corroborated in real life. Like he talked about the dude that was carrying the drugs for Diddy, the drug mule guy. And lo and behold, when they raided Diddy, homeboy got locked up with drugs on his person, right? Trying to smuggle it onto the jet. So, although we do have some questionable things that are out here, we have others that seem a little bit more credible. Even if I don't necessarily fuck with Tyrone Blackburn, it's the case. It's the actual client that we're supposed to believe, the victim, rather than the attorney, right? So I kind of give a bit more credibility to Lil Rod, right? Dawn Richard, she worked with Diddy. She came out, told her story. I was wondering why she made an appearance on the Love album. She then comes out and says, hey, that's not a new song. That's music that I worked on over a decade ago. And he decided to revamp it on this new project, right? So that makes sense to me, right? Because if a person has done some of these unspeakable types of things to you, I don't understand why you would get in the studio and work with them, right? So I look at her differently than I look at some of these other mysterious claims that have to be sifted through, and we have to see what's going to stick and what's not. But it does make the waters very murky for real life victims, people that really went through this thing, right? I don't know what everybody that's being represented by Tony Busby actually went through, right? There's speculation online that Jay Prince is somehow connected to Tony Busby and putting him up to the order to try to join in on the takedown of Diddy. I don't know that to be real. I don't know that to be true. I can't say that definitively with my chest that that's what's happening. But that's where suspicion starts to come into play. And anytime we start getting into suspicion and coercion and fucking collusion, conspiracy, and not the conspiracy of conspiracy theorists. I'm talking about conspiracy as in people are conspiring to basically bring an end to somebody, right? Because Diddy already has enough fuck shit on his jacket, right? But it seems, at least from some certain angle, that at least one or two people in the mix may be trying to put the knockout blow on him. Like, all right, we want to make it to where he never recovers, to where even if he somehow weasels his way out of short sentencing, we want to make sure that his funds are completely depleted. So if he ever does regain freedom, he ain't got shit to stand on. Again, I'm not the Diddy Avenger. I don't give a fuck about the nigga. I ain't never worked with him. I ain't never met him. And based on just enough of what we know about the Cassie situation, the niggas definitely should have been executed in my eyes. Right? But two things and multiple things can be true all at one time. And again, if you have people in here that are stepping forward just to kick them and try to get their share without actual real life accounts, it's some made up shit. It makes it harder for people that really need justice. So, as y'all saw, Alex Spiro said the same thing. This is the first time we've seen anybody associated with Jay-Z and or Beyonce even allude to the Diddy situation. But he said, you know, this muddies the waters for people that are seeking justice in an ongoing investigation, in an ongoing case that really need it, right? So we had to come out and we had to put our feet down to protect the truth. Everything else, we will see. Okay? Back to TMZ. They say, what's more, we're told Diddy's lawyers also have a copy of the same text we've reviewed between Thalia and her then boyfriend. Thalia's attorney, Miss Gloria Allred, told TMZ it is very common that rich, powerful men and their supporters attempt to discredit, shame, and humiliate accusers who have the courage to come forward. The complaint speaks for itself. Our client is looking forward to her day in court. Okay? So, of course, as more updates are released and disseminated to the public, we will continue to speak about it here on Inside the Industry. But I would be a complete fucking bold-faced liar to say that things are not looking a little bit strange out here. All right? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.